to not talk about who are you. Nani kalezi gwe. Kajiji yateka sente meka mu lutalo. Wali sente kajiji ze yateka mu lutalo. Yateka mu sente meka gwembwo bubu. Mbolira. Kulimbwa ngembwa etalazo nanga nafu bwe tuliyembwa. Toyina family, toyina Jehova, toyina wana. Titabajja kwogera ko as who. Ani atakwogera ku gwe n'omuntu ogwo. Kukulinga ebbuloka. Mbolira.
Now you saw what happened in URA. And there are more people who are coming in, while there are some who are going. And a few may be punished. That is according to the views of His Excellency. So I don't want to dwell so much on that. But we also need to look at all the basics that we need to put on our fingertips so we can survive. I'm looking at that. So first and foremost, we hopefully know that Mr. Tamale Mirundi is going to be sorted out. And trust me, I believe he may somehow be lenient to us. Otherwise, what I tell you is happening in the highlight realm, where I never are. His Excellency is dwelling so much on his books and listening to his recorded programs, plus the briefs which have been written, and is using that as an indicator to know where to target and how to target and whom to target. So those are the main things that we are looking at. That is why it is very vital that we sort him out, his side steps, then we can always move forward. And we are not the final people. We are not the final player. We are the middleman players. And that is simply our role, that we get our commission, which oftentimes may be a reasonable and significant commission, but the damage caused can live with each and everything. There is a musician, a local musician, this man who is called Ronald. Ronald, in one of the songs which I like most, is that when a wild wind comes, it brings a lot of refugees. But while it is leaving, it takes even what did not come with. So that is what His Excellency is plotting to do. He's going to sweep across all of the sectors of the economy to clean off this middlemanship, such that he cuts the supply to the masters, many of whom belong to the first family. So that is what we are looking at. That is where our troubles are begun. And who was the whistleblower? The whistleblower was Tamale Mirundi. Had he been taken care of earlier, would be playing on a different platform. Things wouldn't be this bad. But as always, you reap what you sow. We saw the negligence. We thought he was very insignificant. Now his significance is overwhelming our capacity to counter him. And even the process of countering him, or even neutralizing him to create a mitigation zone, is also becoming very complex. So if somebody does not come up with a bold move like General, we are destined to lose. And actually, intelligence is revealing that this gentleman is closely guarded by His Excellency. He's closely guarded by His Excellency, and he moves with gadgets that keep passing real-time communication to the central command. That is what I heard, that a man who handles such technology must be moving with a gadget which keeps a radius of protection, so he can know who's following him, who is ahead of him, who is sideways, for his safety. And it is us manning that, just like they normally guard His Excellency when His Excellency is traveling from point A to point B. So these are the things we are looking at, my colleagues. So outside this, I don't think we can prosper. But inside this, by devising the best solution to this, I believe we can move on. Certainly, I know we can move on. We cannot install, not at this time. But that assurance can only be given to you if General works expeditiously to see that Tamale Mirundi is a problem no more. Otherwise, when I started the Fury, I've been listening to all his programs. All the recent times is even becoming more furious. And yet he is fully aware because he normally communicates. He talks about the information we communicate when in our closed meetings. So what does that imply? He knows what we are doing. And he really can follow suit. But the safety behind it, because these are likely intelligence operations. If you simply move boldly without brains, you may end up colliding with controversies. Yeah? For example, the earlier plots where you thought you would just load cash and drive it to his residence, how sure are you that intelligence cannot intercept you? Military cannot intercept you. USFs cannot intercept you. If he knew what we are plotting, don't you think His Excellency too had to know about it? Anyhow, that is also put aside. My colleague had a challenge he wanted to talk about. So you can come and briefly share. I didn't want your voice to be... So if you have some skill, if you can twist it a bit because you are widely known, I think it may help. You never know. The level of espionage, anything can happen. You could be having a short discussion. Thank you very much, people. Yes, I'm glad. Let me relax a bit as he delivers something because he was talking of a problem, but I don't want to share it. So maybe, can I share it for you? Yes, okay, now he says I share. Now we have a challenge. So here is the challenge. I want everybody to talk about it. We need a quick solution. Now there is a very big trap that is moving. This very big trap, my colleague here owns a hotel where quarantine was done. So the hotel was shortlisted, but was briefly used before other centers were opened and the patients or suspected patients were transferred. But the contract had been signed already. So much as no services were rendered, the payment was done. Now, most of the accountability has leaked to Mr. Tamale Mirundi, just like some of it has already gone to Lieutenant Colonel Nakarema and the pending receipt by the president. Now our colleague here was paid close to 5 billion Uganda shillings. And out of the accountability of so many such things that happened, the central concentration of Mr. Tamale has been this colleague, where he has talked about it all and talked so much about it. Now, His Excellency called him to make a clarification. And also, Mr. Emmanuel Katongole was also consulted by His Excellency. Even the minister, actually the entire top committee of the COVID-19 task force were tasked by His Excellency to explain such occurrences with such discrepancies. How could somebody be paid with an unused facility? So now, that is becoming the most favorite song of Mr. Tamale Mirundi. He has really created it as a basis to his agitation. Now, that is the problem. And the possible solution is to summon Mr. Tamale Mirundi or find somebody who can bring contact to both of them so they can talk either on phone or on what, such that possibly If you can get a portion, how much are you giving out? At least he can get 30% and hand it over to Tamale, just for the sake of leaving that point aside, silencing about that particular point, because it is now becoming too much, and most of this money had been spent already. Now recording it and His Excellency demanding for it is going to be another problem, and it may affect his political career and the trust with His Excellency, because now His Excellency is so much concentrated on finding out how exactly the man has been lost, because people have always been saying that these are allegations, false allegations, just to soil other characters. And really, His Excellency believed that for quite some